Wowie zowie, guys. We're here at another. Oh my goodness, I still have this volume on. Oh goodness gracious, let me turn that off. There's double micage, hikeage, rikeage going on here. But we'll solve it. Maybe post, maybe most, maybe the lowest. Because I think that's because it's coming out of my like actual PC as well. Something like that. Something like that. But nevertheless, I hope you're all having a good whatever time we have here. Enjoy. What we have here today though is just some grinding. So some wonderful Dragon Quest times. Wire talk. As you can clearly see, the crazy title here. About the insanity that has been happening in our streaming space. There's been some things been going on. You know, I've had thoughts, and I really didn't want to make a video in itself on this topic because I feel like it's more valuable to give it out live and direct to you guys. You know what I'm saying? Because it is about live streaming, you know. This form of entertainment here that I feel just especially in this age, this holy age of 2025, it just really isn't safe. I don't think it really ever has been safe, but now it especially isn't safe to do just because of how it has to be run to be popular. Not to be popular, but to be profitable, you know? Which is what Twitch wants to do. It's what they've always wanted to do. And they haven't managed to do. Ever since Amazon even bought them too. You know, they're barely profitable. And the only thing in reality that is really making Twitch money is, you guessed it, it's TwitchCon, it's Truthcon, it's conventions. And how these conventions really thrive and gain money is from the parasocial nature of its viewers. You know, the more attached you are, the more frothing at the mouth you are just to shake someone's fucking hand in real life and feel like you are friends with them because you are a tier 3 simp, the better off the platform is. And they know it. They know it, just like gacha companies know that they're not really looking for everybody to buy things. They're just looking for the whales. You know? And in that way, Twitch is kind of designed for the tier 3 simp, and not for it's obviously, at least to me, antagonizing for all lurkers, everybody who doesn't participate or constantly type away on their fucking screens and talk to their favorite streamers and interact and all this stuff and use their chat. It's catered towards them mostly, right? Which to some extent makes sense. I mean, those who interact with it most should get the most attention, right? But here's where we get into the thing where I wanted to do this live because of this. Guys, I'm just gonna say it. Just come around and say it. Most people who not even like make streams, but interact with streams, you know, who are in this space, are fucked up mentally. It is true. It is a fact of life, you know? I'm not gonna say I'm not. I'm not gonna say you are. But I'm gonna say most. I am definitely gonna say most. At least, for certain, it's most of the people who actually attend these events. I know a lot of you guys who've stumbled upon this rare YouTube pool probably don't attend events, which is completely cool, completely fine, you know? You do you, bud. You do you. But for the people who do, I would say just check your streamer privilege at the door. Because that's the thing, man. You have to realize that this really isn't talking to people. It is typing words on a screen, and there's a lot more that even you guys who barely know anything about me because I don't say that much about myself. But there's a baseline level that you can even go with, like the level of understanding you can have with these people. There's just like a certain extent where it's like I can't really get no more, you know? And on top of that, it's a one-way street. They have no idea who you are, but it feels like they do because, you know, they're there and, you know, you're typing your words. But meeting someone in real life and feeling their energy and feeling their vibe, and also these words in the songs are distracting me, so I'm actually gonna turn this up slightly. I'm gonna turn on our instrumentals. But yeah, it's a struggle to for me to understand and get on that level with some of these viewers and streamers, because I feel like this is just a dying platform. It's a dying medium of the live stream because it's just not safe. The people who view these streams and the people who make these streams are disconnected from reality because of the small fact that you see these chat messages on screen as actual words from people. They are but in every way possible, through the finanglings of the internet, they get morphed into something entirely different from the objective of the people saying it, usually. And you would know this if you hang out in a lot of group chats, maybe a couple discords. There's always someone who says some retard shit or speaks for someone else or oversteps a boundary at some point. And, you know, they have to, sometimes they don't, but they have to vehemently get smacked the fuck down and brought back to reality every fucking time. And it's a sad state that this is the reality that we live in this space, that so many people feel like they need this kind of space. But I really think this is right here, what we're witnessing is the death of Twitch. The death of live streaming platforms in general, because I don't see anything else taking it over. I see YouTube taking it over, but it's really a normie platform. And they vehemently go against the idea of actually having it cater towards like that parasocial communication like Twitch is. I mean, I feel like YouTube could easily make the chat good. Let's be real here. But they're not focused on that. A lot of YouTube live streaming is focused on watching someone do something, not connecting with them like Twitch is. There's a reason why just chatting is the most popular category on Twitch. And it always will be. And it's because of you viewers. I'm not saying, you know, oh my god, it's your fault, you disgusting heathens, for wanting to not be lonely. I'm just saying, Twitch is not the place for it. You gotta go outside, you have to talk to people, perhaps family, perhaps make some good friends who actually care about you, or perhaps turn to a more spiritual, ethereal thing within yourself to discover what you actually need. Because oftentimes, guys, what we actually need is not a friend. Friends will do great things if you love being distracted and not actually solving the problems in your life. That's great. That's what a friend is for. And thus, that is what your streamer is for. To distract you from life. And I understood this very early on. I've always loved Twitch. But I've always understood early on that it's just a distraction. That is not a real person. I will never understand them, probably, as a real person, you know? Now that I'm in this field of the actual content creator space for really reals now, instead of just dawdling around and randomly making videos every once in a while for 10 years, I understand that the reality of meeting these people may actually come to fruition. But if you're just someone who plays video games for fun and wishes to their dear heart's content that they could play video games for fun and make money like their favorite streamer, but you're not actually an entertaining person. You're not actually an entertainer in general. You gotta realize that's all this is. That's all this streaming thing is. It is a 110% performance. It's a performance art. And it should be treated as such. It's just like you don't want to get parasocial with the hot girl at the bakery or the library or the whatever. They're doing their job. Now, of course, I'm not gonna say it doesn't happen every once in a while. You know, you have a good streamer friend that you interact with on Discord and whatever, it turns into a thing. I'm not saying that's wrong or that it's weird or that, you know, having friends like that is not the way to go. I'm just saying, like, obviously it should be so obvious to you guys that they can't be friends like that with everyone, you know? And you're not special. You never have been. The only way that you will see yourself as special is if someone explicitly gives you that title. But especially nowadays, nobody wants to wait for that. Nobody wants to grind for 5 years with someone in order to get there. And even still, if you do that, there is no promise of brighter pastures, you know? There is no promise of the results. Just like me working on this channel for a year did not guarantee me 80 subscribers. I'm very glad I got there. But I was not guaranteed the success. I'm not guaranteed whatever success comes to me in the future. And I can't care about that. But I still care about Dragon Quest, about Square Enix, about gaming, and about my performance. And that's just the kind of person I am. Oh, goodness gracious. We're going to continue this chat in a little bit. I'm going to turn the music up. I'm going to charge my phone here. And we're going to take a quick potty break. So I have to split up the chat like this. My little stream of consciousness. But when I come back, I'll have plenty and plenty of good ideas. Good things in my brain and my little head. Okay. We back. Yeah. So essentially, the air of this rant is going to be slightly centered on streaming audiences, particularly those who are really invested in their streamer and in the chat and donating constantly, and you expect something back from that is more than just the content they create. You know, I don't have problems with you guys doing those kinds of things or interacting and doing those kinds of things, but on both sides, if you see that as transactional, if you see it as more than a donation, more than just a side thing that I'm doing because I have this money and I'm just gonna throw it here, because that is what I feel like most people who do this do it for. It's just like with Moist Critical doing his thing, we're like, hey guys, I'm not gonna accept any more donations or whatever. You know, it's not really gonna affect the people who really like Moist Critical and the people that I'm not talking about right now in this rant. It's not gonna affect them. Do you know what they're gonna fucking do? They're gonna be like, oh man, Charlie doesn't want my money. Time to go find someone else who is more deserving of it and needs it more, and then I'll give it to them. That's what they'll do. They're not gonna crash out on Charlie. They're not gonna crash out on other people. You know, they just have random money that they don't care about, and they want to make someone's life slightly better because, you know, crazily enough, sometimes these videos make other people's lives slightly better. And honestly, there's really not much you can do as a random entity with words typing on a screen to truly affect someone's life that you're watching, you know, play video games or whatever. There's really no way to affect someone's life unless you want to go and like swat their ass or some bullshit. And so you do it with money. And so you do it with profit. And that's just the thing. I'm not talking about you guys who just, you know, randomly, hey man, I just want to make them feel a little bit. I'm talking about the people who feel like it is my job to donate so I can be a part of a community. It is my job to donate so that I can keep this stream running. Like I am a sponsor for them or whatever. Like, no, you're just a guy. You're just a dude. You've just subbed for 40 months. You've done nothing else. You've done 0 other things. Okay? Okay? And it's a crazy thing that I really have to explicitly state it like this and you know, get all rambunctiously indignant because a lot of people really do think that it's a bigger thing than just that. Of course, money is all in this world. It is a huge part of your comfortability. But it's not the end all be all to everyone's emotions, to everyone's happiness, to everyone's safety. There are many more factors underlining that or at least they should, that make up our day. Now, of course, that is up to you, and that's the problem with this whole space, is that, you know, a lot of people pick this shit up for money. They pick up this streaming job for money, and I feel like that's really inherently what killed the franchise, the aura of it. Because a lot of those guys are retards, and a lot of the retards rise to the top. Why? Because they don't wonder, oh man, can I do this for 10 years like me, you know? And I would say I definitely am a different brand of retard. But that's not something you should really take pride in. I feel like everyone who really has the desire to just talk to themselves and yap to random people about whatever the hell, you know, there's definitely some mental illness there. There's definitely some, hey man, you know, you should probably find out what else you need in your life. Because you do need something. And I don't mean to discount all of my friends who love streaming, go into the act of streaming with tons of vigor and just a way to help and provide and create wonderful things for the world. Because there are plenty of people who do that and also do it for the money. Sorry, my chair rolled over my my mat here. I'm getting all angry. Yeah, who openly do that for the money, and it's not something that takes away from their heart, their power, but of course it's a sliding scale. It's like you can do gay things and not be gay. You know, it's a sliding scale. You can do money grubbing things. You can do like super profitable, oh my god, I'm going all in for the dosh kind of things. And not be money hungry CEO executive crazy person. We're probably gonna fail this one. They're probably gonna fail this one, and that's fine. I wanted to waste some damn jewels. I guess I won't fight this last guy because we have 28 seconds left. Let's run. Yeah, we got him. All right, so I'll skip this last guy. So that I don't fail. There we go. And it seems so sad to just blame the audience of Twitch for this, but it's really not the audience of Twitch's fault. It's the whole ass moderation team. And Truthcon has told us this. It's because Twitch has never, ever been profitable. And like I said, the cons is where they make most of their profit, and they still have to gel out so much to get the con profit because so many people didn't fucking attend. So I guarantee you, if they're not working for literal scraps, literal pieces of bologna that they found from under the table, all the security there is working for free. They're probably volunteers. They're probably being paid $2 an hour. And it's just the reality of the fact, guys, that Twitch lives from these parasocial weirdos. Just like the tier 3 simp who tried to make out with Emmy. They live for that shit. That's like their entire profit margin for the company. And it's a scary thing to think about. But if the tier 3 simps that did that shit weren't on there, then Twitch probably would not exist. And when you look at it this way, it's like, okay, well, how can this not be the last TwitchCon, you know? What are we doing here, you know? If this is not the end of the road here. Because if you've watched a lot of the streamers who didn't go, if you've watched Emiru or any of these female content creators or even VTubers, you know, it's always been a fear. And for someone like Emiru specifically to come out and speak against Twitch, like she said, it is character development, you know, because it's never been the drama type, the start shit type. And it's not like this is the first time it's happened to her specifically. You know, with or without a bodyguard. Back in the earliest days of TwitchCon, this has been the culture. The culture. Okay? And I'm black, so don't take this the wrong way. But it's just like rap music. It's just like rap culture. It's why I love to make beats. I love to make music. I even love to rap and put vocals onto tracks. But do I do that? I do not. Not to a public standard, you know? Not to release to the world. Not to be a part of that community. Just like I love streaming, I stream, but I don't want to be a part of that community. I play Smash Bros, but I don't want to be a part of that community. And you have to realize, guys, it's not your job to be accepted. And as a matter of fact, being accepted, being accepted is probably the easiest way to never get noticed. To get walked over. To get completely ignored. To get told, hey man, we're gonna help you out. We're gonna get you to do this thing. We're gonna put you on. And then never have any results from that. That's the easiest way, if you ever wanted to know. I've done enough maze. We'll do something else. We'll do something else. Actually, let me get my boxes out too. But yeah, guys, it's going to feel weird and it's going to feel off. But if you want people to truly understand you, you have to understand yourself and the God within you. If you understand those two and you move with them together with a healed inner child, people will have no choice. No choice. No choice but to accept whatever bullshit you're feeding them. But at the same time, that's the fault of it all. Because you do realize that you can just replace God with some random entity voice that is speaking to you from the beyond, aka, and here's where it gets a little freaky, guys, aka a message board that is sending constant messages to you, reaffirming your beliefs. Look, I'm not saying Twitch chat is God. I'm saying it acts a lot like your conscience because you read it in your head. So if you're a streamer and you're having mental health problems, I don't mean disconnect from community. I mean stop reading chat. Stop taking that shit to heart. Stop taking so much stock, you know, because criticism is good when people actually care about you. And you know, in this world, it's very hard to discern when that is. Some would say it's even impossible. But you know who definitely cares about you? The source, the God, the thing that created you. So, the best way to move is to start discovering ways to move and things to create that make you love yourself. You know, create something and treat it like you want to be treated. You know, your own child. This is why a lot of people go into pet care and things like that. You know, getting a dog. But let's just be real. A lot of things in the world, you give that kind of love of a dog energy to, and it does not come back. It doesn't. And so people on Twitch, they think giving money will make that kind of energy come back. And as a matter of fact, they don't even think that. They think it's a requirement, you know? Every time I donate, you have to, you know, bend over backwards. You know, if you're a 0 viewer streamer, oh man, he's got 1 viewer and 1 person in chat, I have to talk. I have to talk to him, and then he'll be so happy because he has me on a cocktail. But yeah, you have to really understand that if you want to be in this space and you want to live for a long time and you want to truly keep your mental health in check, it has to be okay with you to just yap to 0 viewers, 0 streamers. You know, you have to like your own stream. You have to like yourself. So much so that it doesn't matter who, I could have 1,000 people in chat all yelling at me and telling me I suck at this game and I'm ass and my booty cheeks are solid. Ooh, but they are. Look at those solid booty cheeks. Also, I'm going to sit here for a little bit and see if I can edit the frame rate so that it stops lagging between every one thing or whatever. Hope you guys understand what I'm talking about. Oh, you know what? I see what it is. I see the common FPS is like 30, so I see. And then we got sharpened scaling. So yeah, I'll probably go live with something different next time. Okay. I'm just checking the video here real quick. I'm actually gonna go ahead and take a screenshot of these settings because I was watching the stream back last time. And it's pretty consistent with the frame drops in battle, or even now, as you can see, it's like every now or so it'll just freeze a little bit and then it'll come back, right? So I think that's a 30 FPS thing, like the FPS catch up or like a sharpening scaling thing or something. We'll figure it out. But see, that's the thing. I just like working and figuring stuff out like this. That's just the way I move through life. But if you are one of these instant gratification type people who just really want people to talk to, there may be better places to go to. Better platforms for you to actually thrive on so that you don't grow a parasocial stalker audience. Let me move this over a little bit because I feel like it'd be better in this corner. I don't know. So that you don't grow basically weeds and have bugs all over them and all these disgusting things around you from basically just trying to survive, because loneliness is deadly, truly. That's why you need to learn to be alone, especially in nowadays age when everybody feels like we're so connected through these airwaves, which is not. It is the most false version of connection we've ever been fed as a society, and it's disgusting. Every time I say disgusting, I always think of that dumb meme. It's probably because I've been watching too much Retro Riona. She loves the meme. The men only want one thing and it's disgusting. But yeah, guys, I watch streams too. I'm not above this. You know, I've always been watching streams, but the reason why I have my Twitch channel, I don't really interact with my Twitch channel anymore. The main reason why is because I'm a lurker. I've always been a lurker. I always will be a lurker. It used to be And it's so funny. It used to be just because I wasn't fast at typing. And, you know, I felt like if I didn't, you know, immediately respond to my strimmer, then it was cringe. And then I realized it's all cringe. It's all cringe. Everything you say to them, because it's really not a conversation. People think, like, I hate it when they say, like, oh yeah guys, thanks for talking with me. It's not really, you're talking to yourself. You always are talking to yourself, whether you have 0 viewers or 1,000 viewers. Unless you have a guest in your stream. Then you're talking to them. But you know, that's the thing. Collabs and all this bullshit are how you grow, you know? And you really are just supposed to yap it out and be this nepotistic, narcissistic asshole. And it's very easy for a stupid person to do. Because they're not constantly thinking about the results of their actions or their crazy statements or their general moral code of fuck everybody, I'ma be the greatest of all time bullshit. Yes, that was timed. Yes, that was timed. You see, I really had to come to terms with the fact that the path that I'm taking, the path of just growth and resilience and not giving up and having fun doing what you're doing and doing different things and learning about different shit, that path will lead me to the greatest of all time, to the GOAT status. And I had to just sort of rest in that because I really didn't want any kind of recognition. I never did, I still don't. But I've sort of identified as an extroverted outrovert because of it. Because I am good at networking. Because I am good at being personable. Because I am good at all this bullshit that I don't want to be good at. You know, all the extroverted shit. You know, it's why I do a lot of jobs. It's why I've had a lot of jobs. But that's the thing, guys. When you have this growth mindset and you really think about things, you don't want to be the guy that people constantly go to or see or run to, because you know the results of that. You know the burnout will come. There's no way it's going to be completely 110% sustainable for you, or for anyone in that seat for that matter. You know, you have to draw the line somewhere. You don't ever want to be that guy. You don't ever want to be the good boy. In Twitch, and platforms like this that promote nepotistic growth naturally encourage that. They naturally encourage you to be the good boy. If somebody wants to collab, oh yes, of course. If somebody comes in the chat and says hi, oh yes, of course. Hello, wonderful person. You know, and that's the same way that retail does you. That's the same way that customer service does you. And if there's anything the Truthcon has given us the truth of in life, it's that everything we do, every small act of kindness, does not directly translate back into you. It goes straight to the top. Every time you're kind to a chatter, every time a chatter is kind to you, Dan Clancy gets a buck. You don't get it, I don't get it, Dan Clancy gets it. Okay? And they don't care. They don't care that we're being exploited because we're not supposed to know it. We're not supposed to be privy to this reality that this crazily profitable company that is not even propped up on its own bootstraps, it's propped up on its community, on people like me and you who watch and engage with the content. And because we are watching and engaging with the content and trying to help each other, we're helping some random idiot. Some random idiot gooner with a cowboy hat gain some kind of notoriety or buck with him and his boomer executives. And it's just increasingly clear that the corpo bullshit that they and Amazon and every other company does for you. You know, all these customer service roles, if you really want to help people, start your own business. And I'm sorry it has to be this way nowadays, guys, but it really is stupidly easy to do this kinds of stuff. It's stupidly easy to start your own business, your own brand, your own whatever. You just have to bring that same energy in. From your retail, from your whatever, but it's gotta be authentic and into you, you know? But I feel like the main problem is just giving away too much of yourself to the truth, you know? Because everybody's got something to say. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got them, right? It's the truth of the matter. Everybody's got them. But annoyingly enough, our objective is not to dissect everyone's opinion and help everybody out and, you know, understand all this shit and blah, blah, blah. It's to do that after we understand ourselves. And a lot of people don't take the time to actually understand themselves. So be careful of the people in chat who just, you know, try to force their ideologies on you, their indignance on you, but be careful of the streamers who try to make you think a certain way or do a certain way or force certain beliefs on you. It's just like planes, man. We got to put on our own mask before we put on others. And as much as I love a lot of the content creators who I watch on Twitch, a lot of them do things that I just wouldn't do in my life, that I just don't find healthy, that I just don't find profitable for where I want to go. And I wish they wouldn't do it, because I feel like they would go a lot farther, you know, if they just cared about themselves a little bit more. You know, a lot of people would say the same about me, which is why I have to, you know, take a step back and be like, you know what, you are right. And to care about myself, I have to not care about you. That's just how the world works, man. And I'm talking everybody, family, friends, compadres, compadrettes. I apologize. But I've been treating myself, my own psyche, like it does not matter. And extending hands out to everyone else. So especially in this medium, while I'm trying to, you know, do whatever semblance of what the fuck I'm trying to do here. You know, it's not like I'm trying to make it. It's not like I'm not trying to make it. I don't want to do anything else, you know? I don't want to turn this into a me chat of all my depression and shit, but I've been suicidal for a long time. A long, long time. The reason why I haven't done it is because it's too late. I'm here. I've been born. And honestly, there's a plethora of reasons that I've written down and that I go through whenever I have these moments. Because they do happen a lot. And the reason why is because I didn't understand myself. It's like, why was I putting everyone else first? It just makes you realize that you don't want to be here. Because when you put everybody else's first, you know, nobody's going to put you first. The person who's put me first has been the same person my entire fucking life. That's my family. That's my mom, you know? But the thing is, that's not what life is about, you know? It's not about gaining the authority to be loved by someone else. It's not about that. It's about learning and discovering what it takes for you to love yourself. And when you have all these people drowning you, you know, shoving the truth down your throat, you really lose that. You really lose that, you know, if for the sake of some greater good. And you think like, yeah, I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for my fans. But really, it's all Dan. It's all Clancy. It's all Twitch. It's all Amazon. It's all the CEOs, guys. We have to recognize this and understand that if you're doing anything online, anything at all, that is not 110% for your own benefit, and that's like the now benefit, like the, oh my gosh, I'm just having fun with it at this moment. Oh my gosh, I just feel like this is something I need to do. It's like, even if it's a shitty thing, like, oh, this kind of sucks, but I kind of want to do it now. Whatever it is. I feel like forcing any kind of like lighter activity for ourselves, you know what I'm saying? It's just truly the way to burn out, you know? There's my you knows. Ah, geez. I went pretty long of a time without a you know, but it happens. It happens. I'm trying to get a better yap noggin on me, but it's okay. It's okay. You have to understand yourself and know what the hell that tiny voice in the back of your head is really trying to tell you. Because I guarantee you, he be speaking, he be spitting. He or she, they be spitting. But when you got all the voices in chat and all the voices and every other friend and every other family member and every other streamer, it can certainly get muddied. It can certainly get muddied. So if there's one thing that I think needs to change, I don't think it's really anything, honestly, except for just an actual care for the creators. And what the fuck does that look like, man? I don't think Twitch can do it, really. Because they need to make money somehow. And caring about the creators is going to dip far and wide into their pockets. Amazon bought this shit, I don't know how long ago, man. And I still don't think Twitch is profitable. They bought it for a shitload of cash, a shitload of dosh. And they can't make money, man. They're crashing out, and it is so visible with all of the controversies, with the collar gate, with the Truthcon, and it happens like every fucking year, man. Like, how is this possible? Well, I'll tell you how it's possible, man. People don't talk about it. You know, it gets swept under the rug. And so, that's where I come in. That's where you come in. That's where all the Twitter bites come in. You know, I generally try to stay away from social media. But this is why I wanted to do a live stream of a video like this. I generally record my videos maybe 2 to 3 weeks in advance. So if I talk about this on a video, it's gonna blow over on some random whatever bullshit. But I think just in general, Twitch is not going to survive if it doesn't start caring about its creators. And that can look in a lot of ways. That can look like a lot of different things. I'd say a small thing that they could do that maybe won't cost a lot of money, but I don't know, man. Everything costs a shitload of money because nobody wants to fucking work nowadays. But one small thing that they could do is actually recommend creators to people. You know, like make a Twitch algorithm that helps people get discovered on there. So ain't no way, man, you're getting discovered on Twitch without an audience somewhere else. If you're a 1 to 0 viewer, Andy, and the one viewer is yourself on stream watching you and making sure the audio is good, on Twitch you will definitely, you definitely won't get nobody in that bitch. So I think that's one way they really could. That could be cheap if they do it the right way. You know, you don't have to just get AI to be like, oh, you know, there's ways to program an algorithm. Or at the very least, not even a fucking algorithm, but just like have like a smaller streamers page that doesn't like rely on view counts, that maybe relies on, you know, different types of games, you know, that are really, really low in popularity. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a specific low view retro gaming category or whatever. Like they didn't even allow you to reverse view the streamers. You know what I'm saying? By like lowest to highest. You have to scroll down or type someone's name in. It's ridiculous. I think they're not gonna do it. I really think this is the end of Twitch. And I think it's been happening for a while just because they've alienated, ever since JTV even started, they've alienated everybody who just wants to sit in and watch streams. And YouTube doesn't do that. Now, of course, YouTube has alienated the people who kind of want to chat in the streams, in my opinion, just because of how horrible the chat system is structured. But I think the healthiest way to view and engage with a live stream is just to have it on in the background. You can listen to someone yapping, you can listen to a podcast, and the thing is, these videos are long, and just like Hassan's dog, just like Kaya, we are not meant to sit in the same room and just do nothing for 4 hours and type on a computer. That's gonna drive your ass motherfucking crazy. So me personally, I think YouTube live streaming is a little bit more healthy. You know what I'm saying? You can actually put it on a TV. Like the Twitch TV app is ass. It is booty cheeks. It is butt cheeks. It is dookie cheeks. And I don't think they're gonna fix any of that. Mostly because it used to be good. Yes, I know, I've been that kind of Twitch viewer. I've been here for too long, man. The Twitch app used to be good. The Twitch browser used to be good. And this is not like, oh, I miss the old YouTube. Like, YouTube still fucking works, okay? Let's be real. It used to look different. They change it all the time and it pisses us off. But as a platform, it still fucking works, okay? Twitch, they take away, like, just regular features. And then they put them in paid slots. And then they fuck up their entire layout of their apps and shit to try and squeeze more money out of you. There's like the rewind feature. Like, you can't rewind Twitch videos anymore. You gotta open up a whole new tab and they go to the thing and they get the twist and they get the clip. No. And it's funny because all of these things that they're doing to try and squeeze money out of you are not gonna work. And you know what is gonna work? Possibly, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't guarantee shit. It's not like I'm a huge businessman or whatever. But you know what is going to work to get them more money is just caring about the streamers, man. And I'm not saying, you know, caring about them on one specific, here's the Black Creator Day, now we're gonna care about Black creators. No. I'm talking every day for everyone and not just the people who are actively making you money with their subs. For everyone. Because there are a lot of people who stream on Twitch. For some reason, a lot of even like viewers just like want to go on live and talk to someone. They maybe don't even want to. Oh my goodness, there's my alarm. It is 7 a.m. in the EST, so this is event time. And guess what? We're live. We love it. We're live. We love it. We're live. We love it. But yeah, you have to realize a lot of people, even the viewers, even the you know, the chatters, the whatevers, everybody wants to just talk to someone. And I personally don't think the stream is where you're supposed to do that. I think, you know, you need to find someone in real life, you need to find a therapist, you need to talk to yourself and understand why you want to talk to someone so much. Because it's really not a necessary part of life. You realize, guys, we used to be tending the farms, we used to be hunting all day. Talking is not a necessary part of life. You're lonely because of some other part that's not being filled. And oftentimes I've discovered that when people are really, really sad about life and they understand, oh wait, it was just this, it was just that, it was just this. It's not even like they stopped streaming. It's just that it's not like a vital part of their life. And this is the issue, especially with the guy at Truthcon. You can tell that this was a vital part of his life. If it wasn't, and the guy was like, oh yeah, Twitch is just some random shit. I was just trying to kiss Emiru for the memes, blah, blah, blah. If it wasn't, he would have left. He would have gone home. He would have been like, oh, well, whatever. But he stayed at Truthcon. He tried to stay at Truthcon for multiple hours after this crazy incident happened. He was like, yeah, let me go around to some other streamers. And it's because these people cannot live without it. Now, I'm not saying you need to cut Twitch cold turkey, you need to cut anything cold turkey. I'm just saying you need to discover why you need it in the first place, of course. But these coping mechanisms help us, man. They do, they do, they do. It's not a bad thing to love your favorite streamer. But it is a bad thing to be entitled to it. It is a bad thing to need anything in life. And that's gonna suck to hear for a lot of people. Because a lot of people think, oh man, my significant other, what would I be without them? Oh man, my mom, what would I be without them? Oh man, my friends, what would I be without them? I'm just letting you know, man, it's a hard, long life. It really is. It really is. It's depressing, it's hard, it's long, and if you're not prepared for the losses, they're gonna hit you a lot harder. So, definitely enjoy them while they're here. But understand, we spend 90% of our life alone. Everyone dies alone. Everyone sleeps alone. Everyone goes into that conscious part of their mind where everything is fearful and everything is dangerous and hell all is on earth by themselves. But that place can also lead to heaven. You just gotta walk that place by yourself too. You gotta walk to both places on your own, solo dolo by yourself. And yeah, that can suck. That can suck. I could just tell you, man, that nobody's gonna follow you there. And if somebody says they are gonna follow you there, hold on tight to them. Because it's very easy to get cut loose in this world, man. That's why I'm deathly afraid to get attached to anyone at this point. Because I know how hard me specifically as a person is gonna have to fight to keep them. And that's for a plethora of reasons. You know, it's just from my experience. When girls date an attractive guy, they just try to find ways to crash out. They're like, ah, man, where's the simplest way to crash out? Simplest opportunity to crash out. I need to find it. I need to find the crash out way. Where's the crash out? Can I crash out? And it's so funny because when they're dating an unattractive guy, it's just like they're just like, what should I do? And then their conscience is like, you should do anything at all. No holds barred. Who cares? His feelings? What feelings? What feelings? He's unattractive. He's unattractive. You're hotter than him. So it's like, how can you win? And the thing is, you really don't. You really don't until you have enough of an abundance mindset to where it doesn't fucking matter, man. To where it's like, yep, they left. Who cares? Then, and only then, will you truly and wholly find some peace. Because I feel like that's what we all really want. You know? I want someone there that I can chill, have fun with, chat with, a little chatty watty with every now and then. Have a good old grand old time. Who adds on to the piece. Now, I don't think that's necessarily possible to add on to the piece, but it's definitely possible to not take away from it. And yeah, it's hard to find someone, especially I don't really. I mean, I guess I have to nowadays, but I used to never really find myself as attractive. But I am tall. I am tall, and I know how to speak eloquently. So, I suppose that's really all you need in this world. People are already frothing at the mouth now. I don't have to explain much more. But yeah, it's hard to find something that's going to be authentically and truthfully there for you. 110%. As a guy or girl or someone looking for companionship, you kind of just have to look for something that's good enough if you want it now. But I truly do feel if you have patience, if you have discernment, if you have love, not in your heart, but embodied within you. You know, it can't be in your heart. It has to be in your toes, and in your finger, and in your armpit, and in your eyeball, and in your left ear. And it has to be everywhere on you. You have to breathe it. You have to live it. In order to get that authentically. And for a lot of people, they don't get that. They don't understand that. Especially for the tier 3 simp that did the crazy shit yesterday. He don't get that, you know? He thought that was love. He thought the donation was love. And it's not. It's support. But it can be. And that's the thing about love. Anything can be love. It's a scary thing about love. But it's just like when your friends are craving something and you're like, oh man, bro, I really wish I had a pizza. And then you love your friend. And you're like, don't worry, bro, I got you. So you whip up something for your friend and then you bring him back and it's a cake. And your friend's like, whoa, I really wanted pizza, but thanks for this cake. I appreciate you. And that's your love. Now, understand if you were that friend, you would not be happy for the cake. You would really want some fucking... I don't care how much you love cake. If you're in the mood for pizza, it's not the same. It's just not the same. But the person who gave it would call that love. And this is why I feel like you have to have it in every faucet. It has to be coming out your ears, man, for you to understand this. Because in general, everyone's got different forms of love, you know? If you're not attuned to it, if your ears don't perk up at the slightest sound of it, they're gonna miss a lot. You're gonna block a lot of blessings. Which, in general, is what we do in life. I hope you realize that to get the blessings that are meant for you, you have to block a lot of other people's unneeded blessings. And that's a truth that a lot of people don't want to accept. That's a truth that I accepted, you know, begrudgingly. But there's not much else I do besides play this MMO. And it's sad that, you know, I call myself a gamer and I play like one game, right? You could call that a very sad thing. But I don't know. I don't really call myself a gamer, man. Honestly, I just like achieving things. You know, I just like progressing in things. You know, learning more things. And honestly, life right now in this 2025 era doesn't give you an easy path to progression. And I've fucking died. Oh goodness gracious. We may have to switch classes for this. I think I'm gonna switch classes for this because I just want to get it through. We'll be Guardian instead. We'll be Guardian instead. I was gonna wait because Riona, Retro Riona over there, she is a GAD, so she has the ability to revive us, but randomly. I don't feel like waiting for the randomness. Oh, jeez. But in general, we're almost done here because I've gone for an hour, and I try to give you guys an hour for these early streams where I have 0 viewers. I do appreciate the lurking. I do appreciate the listening because that's what it is all for. That's what I value it for. And so that's what I kind of want my audience to value it for. Also, not intentional entirely because I literally just love Dragon Quest. This is not like a thing that I planned, but I understand a lot of people are bilingual or speak a different language in the chat as well, and so they can't type in chat, you know, because I wouldn't understand it, especially Japanese. I'm working on that though. But yeah, whatever language you speak, I appreciate it. You know, you can stop, you can say hi, whatever, but I just appreciate you being here. Whether you're learning English, whether you're discovering the game, whatever you're doing, I do appreciate you being here. So I want to say that. But if you weren't here, I would still be doing this. If you weren't here, I would still be coming to stream because I am not coming to stream to connect to people. And that's not me being like, oh yeah, I'm not lonely at all. I am lonely. I do want friends, but I want friends that are worth it. I want friends that think I'm worth it. You know, I want things in my life that generally hold value. And right now, that's our main problem, guys. That we don't value people. Just like Dan Clancy doesn't value Emiru. I was watching his live stream. No, not live, but you know, I watch a lot of YouTube videos on the things that happened recently. And yeah, Dan Clancy's over here. He's like, yeah, Emiru, I care about her. You care about all the streamers. She's a good friend of mine. Dan Clancy, if Emiru is a friend of yours, I hope to dear God I am never your friend. To dear God, I am never even adjacent to any of your friends or anything like that. And it's disgusting how this corpo borpo nonsense speak is what we're actually supposed to say to people when things like this happen. Like, it's disgusting. It's disgusting how just untruthful it is, you know? And this is live streaming. You realize what I just said? Live streaming for living people? And the fact that being so fake is an inherent part of it now. It's just like, I feel like it never used to be like this. If you go back to JTV days, if you go back to, you know, like even earlier days, like oh my God, TV. On God TV. It really, I feel like, at least in my eyes, it used to be about the people playing the games. You know, sometimes even about the games themselves. But now that the profits are coming in and, you know, people are trying so hard to be useful. I just want you guys to know that you're useful to someone in your very life. In your very essence. You are useful to someone, I assure you. Okay? You don't need Twitch. You don't need Dan. You don't need your favorite streamer. You just need to tell your story and someone will listen. It'll help someone. I assure you. And for me, my story is a long-time lurker. I understand the loneliness, but My story is that I never want to become, you know, like one of those streamers who just feels like I have to shell out for not even anyone in my community, you know? Like, if you guys love me, you should love me for whatever content I do. It shouldn't just be because I play Dragon Quest. Or whatever game I'm playing at the time. And that's the main reason why I'm not even promoting this on other platforms. It's why, like, I have the Twitch, but I haven't used the Twitch in forever. Because I did used to love live streaming. And then I just get this toxicity from the entitlement of the Twitch chatty community. Like, they feel like the loneliness that they feel must be satiated by my favorite streamer. And that's just not how this shit works. Look, I'm dealing with my loneliness in my way, so that means you have to deal with it in your way. I'm just a guy. You're just a guy. They're just a girl. Or whatever they are. You know, guy, girl, trans, whatever they are. They're just a person. You know, we are all just people. And so if I have to deal with this in this way, that doesn't mean I am like, you know, entitled to it. You know, it's just crazy. Like, we're not even celebrities, really. So why? I don't understand it. But what I do understand is that this is an indicative part of the modern society, you know, our modern society failings of men and women who just want to be part of a community. And you got to realize the Twitch community is actually very small. It actually is a very fractioned off part of the internet. I've been here for a long time, so I know. We are not the mainstream, right? YouTube is definitely mainstream. But Twitch, certainly not. Certainly not, right? So when you look at the grand scheme of things, and the impact that this may or may not leave, you gotta understand that the live streaming is really out the door. It's really out the door. Because the general nature of this is where the profit comes from, you know? It's these guys loving the fact that they can come up and meet people and have friends and I'm not lonely because I can type in chat to her and all this shit. It's like that stuff is literally what breeds TwitchCon, you know? And this stuff happens at every con, guys. I went to Anime Expo in Los Angeles as well, and had similar experiences. You know, all the girls that we were with in our group had to travel with someone else at all times, all the time. You know, literally right next to them because of this crazy shit that people do. And I think Twitch just kind of promotes it too much, just because of the nature of the platform. And we may be seeing the stop of a lot of things like that, maybe even VidCon too, because I've heard of crazy things going on like there. You know, I don't know if Comic Con or MagFest will stop, but there are so many other cons that you can go to. And people go to this stupid thing in general, you know, big or small streamer, because they feel like this is their community. I'm just telling you, man, it may be your community, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. The world is a huge place. You know, the internet is a huge place. And I understand, you know, the live content is very, very attractive because you feel like you're in the room. You're in the room where it happens and all this shit. I'm just saying, it's just like AI therapists. It's a band-aid fix, okay? Just understand what you really need. Because you can't live online typing in chat to streamers and all your favorite creators for the rest of your life. You can't. You just fucking can't. And if you do, you'll probably end up in a body bag somewhere self-inflicted. It has to come with something else. It has to. And that part has to give you the loneliness feeling that you need. And I feel like a lot of people do that. But TwitchCon is not for those people. Truthcon is not for those people. It's for the crazy parasocials who feel like they need to see them in real life in order to live and go on. That's what it's for. That's who it's catered for. That's what the entire platform is catered for now. It used to just be the con. That's the entire platform now. They don't care about the lurkers. They don't care about the people who type one thing in chat. They don't care about the people who maybe literally just turn on the stream for 5 seconds and leave. They don't care about any of those. They're not even counting their views. And I just think if you really want to support people, there's different ways. There's different ways. There's different ways, man. Live streaming as a platform is healthy to do, as long as it's not the main thing, you know? And that's just with anything. Everything in moderation, because I feel like YouTube content creation ain't healthy either, man. All this parasocial shit, it really cannot be taken seriously. And it goes into a lot of the idea of the retail worker experience. A lot of times you can't take these retail motherfuckers seriously either. And I've noticed that. People, when they just stop in your store and they become like a regular or whatever or something, blah, 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 they become entitled to you and your happiness, to the point where if you don't come in and you're super mask up, hey, I'm happy-go-lucky, man. If you come in regular, they'll look at you like you're Satan incarnate, like you're the devil. Because like maybe today I'm not as high energy. You realize I'm paid to be here. You realize that, you know, I have to do this. like they have tied my hands together behind my back and scheduled me out for this as a slave wage, you know? So sometimes I'm gonna be a little bit burnt out. Sometimes I'm not gonna love it as much as other times. Now, luckily for a job like this, if I don't feel like going live, I can just not go live. But yeah, it's a little bit insane how deep the rabbit hole goes. But I just want you guys to know that I do understand where you're coming from. Loneliness sucks. Loneliness sucks. But I'll tell you, no one's coming to save you. It's God. It's Jesus. It's you. It's your conscience. That's who's really gonna do it. And that's about it. That's about all I have for today. Like I said, we went an hour, about an hour and 12 actually. So I do really wholly and entirely appreciate you stopping by, jumping by the streams, doing your thing, chilling out, lurking, chatting, you know, being a nice little cool chatty boy. Thank you for enjoying the Truthcon chats. I hope I didn't trigger you too much. Remember, I don't care what you do. Live your life. This advice is really not for you. It's just so I can listen to it back and have fun with my crazy opinions and things like that. You know, see how this goes over in a year or so, right? Because I like that. I like that idea. But that's all I have for you guys now. I do appreciate the support. Everybody have a good... What's this, Monday? Holy shit, it is Monday. Yep, I'm right, it's Monday. Enjoy that Monday. The Mun way. The way of the Muns. Okay, now where is this song? Oh my goodness, where's the outro song? I always lose the outro song right when I'm about to outro. I just need to have this folder open. Man. Maybe I'll learn one day. But today is not that day. Okay, here we go. Peace out!
Know what he's going to do next, but one thing is for sure, it will either be radical or funny or both.